Hi, everybody. It's Dennis, the active trend trader. Are you one of the traders who has a difficult time finding great growth stocks to trade every weekend? Well, we've got the answer. Welcome to How to Make Money Trading Stocks and Options. We're going to cover three things. Our panel of expert traders has picked out three top shelf growth stocks that are setting up and ready potentially to trade next week. Number two, an analysis of the indexes showing which ones are strongest, which ones are weakest, and what the potential is for a move next week. And then we'll also cover another trading problem or issue that you may be having, and we'll provide an answer to that will help you, one, maximize your profits and minimize your losses. So let's get into today's session right now. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Dennis Wilburn, the Active Trend Trader. Welcome to this session of How to Make Money Trading Stocks and Options, plus trading tips. I don't know if we have any trading tips today, but we will have some good ideas for some particular stocks that you may want to take a look at. I want to welcome both Steve and Anil. Guys, like I said, when we were getting going, the market has broken out. I know you guys have got two great stocks. I've got a good stock that we hopefully will be able to take advantage of moving forward. It's been an okay week. The kind of just treaded water. The market was whipping back and forth and all that kind of stuff. I still think there's a lot of inertia that the market has to get through. And just remember, we have not broken out above the past high for the years yet. So that's something to consider. I finally get my my 4 Ps in, my plan, patience, persistence, and profits. I finally put in the plan portion of that. And just remember, if active trend trading, and we trade ourselves through the Autopilot trading service, but utilizing active trend trading setups and that kind of stuff. It's a proven, clear, and simple system that basically focuses on, one, helping you trade your way to wealth and financial freedom. My objective every year is to hit 40% ROI with a 65% win-loss ratio. We're hitting the 65% win-loss ratio. We're about 24% for the year so far. What we get done in this short time we have together is that Steve and Anil join us. We talk about some specific stocks. We do a real quick analysis of the market. And then basically, if we do have time, answer any questions that you may have. And one thing that I've always learned, and the sooner you'll learn this aspect, is learn to focus on the process. What is the process? The process is what your trading plan, your trading system is made up. It's your trading rules. When a person violates their rules, guess what happens? You pay for it, and unfortunately, when you're trading with real money, you're paying for it with real money, and that can be painful sometimes. So just remember that all we do is for training purposes. Traders should always pay for trade any new method prior to the risk of their own personal capital. Past performance is no indication of or promise of future performance. So here we sat last week. Here we sat this week, as you can see. I've gone up a little bit with active trend trading, and I just want to start throwing a comparison. How are we doing compared to the S&P? The S&P, we are above the S&P by about 5%. The S&P is sitting up here at 18.77%. We're way above, we're totally above the highs from 2020. But, Steve and Anil, this has been a different trading year than last year.
Well, they're all every year it's different, yeah. But
every year is different, and so given the differences between 2020 and 2021, just what's the one major adjustment you've made to your trading to basically keep yourself on your winning ways? Who wants to go first?
For me, it's been just honoring my stops better. honoring my exit signals and without justifying reasons to suspend them for this time.
Okay.
I think for me, it was both ways. I need to honor my buy signals as soon as they come.
Okay.
And then follow the stops properly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Things moved too fast this year.
What's that?
The things were moving pretty fast because market was choppy or whatever.
Yeah, without a doubt. And so, one of the things I'm doing, guys, if you want to jump in and contribute, I'm taking.
On the other hand, I must say, and I'm surprised, I'm doing better this year than last year, and I thought I did fairly well last year.
Really?
Yeah, but the first 5 months was very mediocre.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The last 5 months have been fabulous.
And so, yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. So, anyway, yeah, if you want to join in a conversation, just either type in a response if you're joining us online live, or if you're on YouTube, and go ahead and just throw in a note on the YouTube channel to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. And one of the things is, if you do that, make sure you make it where your comments go to everyone. That way, if you have any questions, anything like that, I'll get to see it a little bit later when I do the recording. So let's jump into, what's going on with the indexes. We had one heck of a nice breakout when this is on the S&P, on Thursday, we had a gap and go. So this is a short my stop, partial position generally. Yeah, Mark, those are excellent. Now we are back above the moving averages. And here's part of the challenge with this year's market. Let me go get here's part of the challenges with this year's market is, as you can see, is these basically these big moves. See there, yeah. Gap. So we've had 3 gaps. This is a very bullish scenario. We are back above average volume, or at average volume, and so we can look at this as being a positive. I won't call it a downside. We still have some overhead resistance to get through. Look to your left. Where is that? Right there at the, where it broke down previously. That's a level of resistance. How strong a resistance? I don't know. And of course, back at the full extent, the past high, that is the ultimate other resistance. Excuse me. So what do we have? We have a lower low, a higher low, and now we've taken out that swing high right there. So now we have a higher high in place. So in the interim, all of the mechanics and the technical mechanics on S&P is heading to the upside. One of the things I want to show you, which is very interesting. Okay. I'm happy to use a different drawing tool. But one of the things that's really interesting is look at what we have here. If I take from the high of this move down to the low of this move and do a Fibonacci on it, remember that arrow I drew in right here? Right here? That happens to be the 78% retracement, and it coincides almost perfectly with what? That level of where sellers came in last time. Same thing here. This, we gapped above this level here, but the fibs appear to be very much in play. I will look for the S&P. What's going to happen when we get up to this level here? And again, that level is what? That level is the 78% retracement, and that's up about 448. As you can see, momentum is heading up nicely. I will look to grab this right here. I will look at my momentum. I can basically draw a trend line now on my momentum from here up. And I will watch for pullbacks onto that momentum line, because that may coincide with an area where I could get long on the S&P if I wanted to. I will also be looking at, and the thing I wanted to share earlier with everybody is this has kind of been the story of this market here of late. It makes a hard run, gets extended, and the pullbacks are just few and far between, or they're at least timed and a little bit different each time. So what am I doing on the S&P? I'm extended. I'm not buying at this point. Now that I'm back above the moving averages, my trigger, and this is one of the things I stick with, my trigger is to pull back into the moving averages or a past level of support / resistance. We've got two areas to identify here. One, this gap up here, and then this level here, about the 441 level for a potential move up. The Q's doing again, also nice breakout of the downtrend line. Now we have basically made a new higher high. Similar situation. I would look for, I'm a buyer of the Q's, the NASDAQ, but I need some kind of either a pullback trade or some kind of a way to get it off of the moving averages. It may pull back and retest. One of the things, if you're a breakout trader, I want you to remember that these areas here, okay, there's a swing high right there. That constitutes a breakout. When this price action went above that, that's a breakout. So any kind of a pullback back in towards that breakout and a reversal could lead to a potential trade to the upside. I prefer trading the NASDAQ, i.e. the Qs, TQQ or SQQ. And so that's what we have going on there. Nice move up to the upside on the weekly charts also. Again, TSI on the weekly. Where's it bouncing off of? This is about the 0 line. That's a strong level of support for momentum. So momentum looks like it's shifting, positive. And it's coming at a good time too. It's coming at a time when we're getting ready for the end of year rally. Now the Russell. The Russell looks kind of interesting. We are back up to the top or towards the top of the channel. We are putting in a, partly, I won't call it a full sell type signal, but volume is down, making back up to the new high. I will watch the Russell both here. We could break through that level. And then if that happens, I will watch it here. I like the Russell to the upside, but again, I'm not going to buy it against resistance here. It didn't give us a really great pullback here, and they turned out to be gap and goes also. Again, price action is still contained within the horizontal range, and we've got, even if we get a breakout here, we've got resistance right about there. Let's throw a fib on this, an extension fib. And then I'll shut up. No, extension fib, let's take it from this high here down to this high there. And as you can see,
predicting end of the year rally period.
Say again?
I don't know who said that.
I don't either.
I did. I'm sorry. I'm using voice recognition and I didn't mean to go. I'm going to mute myself. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. That's going, what's that? It's a voice from heaven. No. Which is a good thing. So then I can also draw one here. Let's see. And this is a lot of times, do your analysis over the weekend, kind of like this. I'm going to go in here and throw in another fib from this high to this low, and then look for where you get your double lines. And as you can see, there is a whole lot of congestion up here, both Fibonacci wise and actual, past high. So that tells me that is a very strong level of resistance. Same thing here, a strong level of resistance right there at that high. Again, I think that this is an opinion right now, is that Russell is getting in gear to do its year-end run. And if it stays true to form, the Russell tends to run harder and get a better return through the end of the year than the other indexes. There we go. Cool. So, guys, that's what I've got for, like I said, it's fairly straightforward today. We've run away from resistance where I like to buy things, but if you had a choice, which of these three indexes would you trade?
I trade any one of them. It doesn't really matter. There's some differences, but they're basically the same.
Okay.
I don't think it matters which one you trade. Whatever you're most comfortable with.
Yeah, my system has a buy signal on S&P, Russell, and Dow, and I'm waiting for the cues. Maybe it'll come, but it's very close. Very close.
It will. It's just a matter of time. We're at all-time highs, and we always climb a wall of worry. There are all kinds of reasons why we think it'll roll over, but this market just continues to grind to the upside.
Yeah.
We're at all-time highs, all-time highs.
That's really interesting, Steve, because I'm still forecasting. I'm still forecasting that the market between, I would say over the next year, the market is going to go to hell in a handbasket.
Maybe not. Yeah,
maybe not. But the reason why is I think this supply chain issue.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's going to be the big catalyst, much as the housing, the housing bubble, much as the tech bubble. I think it's kind of good. Now, will we recover from it? Yeah. And will it provide really great opportunities? Yes. But if it comes to fruition the way it could come to fruition, I think it's going to hurt somewhere between the Great Depression hurt and the hurt of 2008.
And I cannot disagree with you. I mean, we just don't know what the future will bring.
Yeah.
More than likely, it'll be a surprise. We never anticipate things in the future very well.
So,
I think it's going to be a surprise that really takes this market down.
Now, how far? Yeah.
Completely unanticipated. Yeah.
I think how far it falls is going to be a surprise.
Probably so. But the thing is, you can survive it. It's not going to fall. It's not going to fall on a dime, turn on a dime, and be down 50% overnight.
Oh no,
It'll top and it'll give us warning. If you pay attention, we'll get warnings about an imminent top, and you're not going to trade it perfectly, but you're not going to get hurt badly either if you pay attention.
The warning signs are now.
Absolutely. Yeah. But it could be because we haven't made a new high, but we'll have to just see what happens.
Yeah, one of the things, excuse me, one of the things that's a lot of fun is trade the chart in front of you. The charts will show us the direction of where things are going. So, hey, let's get into our stock picks today. Yeah. We have some really great stock picks. And let's start with one of my favorites.
InMed, good. Weekly chart, you can see it's in a very big uptrend, solid uptrend. It's got a little volatility recently, but I think we've pulled back, we've bounced. Looks like we're rolling over today. And I don't necessarily say it's a buy today. We may pull back further, but I would keep using the prior day's high as my entry. Once we take out the prior day high, I'll be long this stock.
Okay.
Starting Monday, you can be looking for an entry above today's high. If you trade lower, you ratchet it down, man. But we're going to
Okay.
pull back. We're going to pull back and turn. And at that time, you'll get long.
Yeah. Now, remember, guys, it does have earnings coming up.
Earnings coming up.
10/26.
Yeah.
EMO, that's where the market opens.
Yeah.
And it does not have weekly options, but its monthly options have
Right.
pretty good open
Liquidity.
interest.
Yeah, pretty good liquidity.
Yeah.
Not the greatest, but not bad either.
So, yeah, what was that? Hey, David, do you remember? David says things are hard to predict, especially the future. Yeah, that's kind of like one of those yogiisms, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
On mode on my system, the buy signal came yesterday.
Okay.
So
In what was that, Anil, again? On this stock?
on this stock, the buy signal on my system came yesterday.
Yeah. Okay.
And
One thing I want to show you guys is whenever you get a big green candle like that,
Mm-hmm.
the midsection, the middle third of the big candle, if you're
Should
wondering
provide
about
support. Should
that is a
provide support.
wonderful level of support. And
Yeah.
oftentimes this is followed up with a move higher.
Absolutely.
And so it is not a hot, it's a kind of a, you know what the risk is if you go ahead and try to jump in at that point. But just keep that in mind that when you get, again, it's got to be a much larger candle, much larger body than
the average.
And it works both ways. As you can see over
Absolutely,
here,
Absolutely.
price action stopped almost dead in the water. Where? Right there at the midsection. And it stopped for a couple of times. Now, it didn't take out the low, but it's at the same time, that was a place based on this price action that would have been a good place to go ahead and jump on a downside trade.
Yeah.
And so, or wait for it to come down here. This is a really classic move. One of the things, hey, let's just have just 1 second of fun and we'll get to Neil's pick. Is throw a fib on from the high, the low, up to the high. Where did it get down to? As you can see,
Surprise,
Well,
surprise.
yeah, right into the midsection, the magic, what I call the magic foot box, is where it pulled back to. It overshot it a little bit. And, but again, look to your left. Where did it overshoot to? Back in the level where it broke out from. That happens, you can almost take that basic pattern, almost take it to the bank. It is so predictable.
Absolutely.
So
not 100%, but pretty good.
So now is the time for Anil's pick. You see that that was a little pun, Anil.
got it now.
Okay. Tell us about what you want to do here.
Yeah, this one actually was an interesting pick for me because now is one of the IBD's longtime leader.
Right.
Had kind of pulled back for a while, so I was watching for an opportunity. And actually, the sell signal on this one came on 9/29, and then I saw support at the 50-day line, and that's when I picked it up. And now, just yesterday, on my system, the buy signal finally came.
Cool. Okay. So just on this breakup right here, and as you can see,
yeah,
momentum shifted, and here's one of the things that I like to use with the True Strength Index is basically I can also run a trend line on that. Look where it broke to the upside. This is where the shift in momentum started.
Yep.
Right. I mean, where it became a tradable shift in momentum, right there. You had a nice positive divergence, but as soon as momentum shifted up, where does that put you? Right there.
Right there.
And either places. And then you got a green light where you can take a trade. We gapped up, gap and go, held the resistance. So I like it. Nice trade. Now this puppy does have weekly options and earnings
coming up.
Earnings coming up 10:27 after the market closes. AMC. So, did anybody ever own an AMC car?
My dad did.
That's a dating type question. Not dating as in dating, but
We had a 64 Rambler.
hey, all right. I had a friend of mine who had a Gremlin.
Okay.
One of those hatchbacks. It was AMC's worst car ever. A major lemon Rambler. Yeah, a lot of people had Rambler station wagons. They were apparently quite the car back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rambler station wagon. Okay, here's my pick.
One passing thought here on the market.
Yeah.
On MarketSmith, they have their blue dot specials. And what the blue dot really means is accumulation in the base.
Okay.
And on their growth 250 list. Yesterday, there were 93 blue dot stocks.
Wow.
And today, there are about 46. And I haven't seen this in a long time. So
Yeah.
something's going on. I don't know what it is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But
You're right. Something's going on. We're heading to new highs. That's what's going on.
Yeah, things are Mike Norton, I think AMC did have a muscle car. I cannot remember what it was though. I mean,
I don't remember it ever having muscle.
that was the problem. I want to say was it a Javelin or something like that? Okay. Anyway, let's get on to get away from our walk down memory lane. So here's my pick.
That car, yeah. It was almost my pick today.
Oh, come on, Steve. That's 2 weeks in a row, man.
I know, but it's the case. It was certainly one I was considering.
Yeah. And the thing about it is actually, here's what I'm looking at this one to do is one, I would be ATKR, really great stock on the market, and is basically putting in just moving horizontal, kind of a horizontal flag type thing going on. Yes, we have made a high here. I had actually tried to buy this because I thought I was going to get down into this level here. As you can see there, I actually had a buy signal in to buy some if it got down to 84.60 for our the Autopilot trading system. However, it didn't get down there. It missed it by 26 cents. Well, it's starting to move back up again. This is looking positive. Everything's shifting back above the 50. And now it looks like I have put in a series of higher lows. Need to take out that high, but I'm going to go ahead and nibble on at least a half a position. Yeah. Here's the trade I'm doing this on this one. If prices, about 15 minutes before the close, if the prices are above the 20-day moving average, and which is 20-day moving average is sitting there about 89.29. If it's above that level, and it is not above my 91.16 level, that's the high for today. I don't want to buy it up there, but as long as I would be buying approximately where it's at right now, somewhere between 89.70 and 89.90, I would be comfortable with that. But that's the way I have put it, sent out to our premium members a conditional order to do exactly that. If prices at 15 minutes before the close are above the 20, but below the high for the day, I'll go ahead and open a position in that. Yeah. And that's a great way, if you know how to use conditional orders, that's a really great way to do that. What am I looking for on this one? Well, one, my stop loss is immediately below yesterday's low at 86.44 is what I'm going to put it at. My upside move here is from here to here at least. So that's about a 9, somewhere between an 8 and a 10, 12, 13% run. If we get a breakout above and it holds the breakout, then we're looking probably at a 17 to 20% run. And so I like it.
And the other thing there is it's broken a downtrend line on the daily, so I really like it.
Yep. And so, and the other thing I like about it, look at that daily, something happened.
Something's
with
up
this
today,
one.
yeah.
Something
The volume's
happened
up.
today. I don't know what exactly, but that's a
Right.
good increase in volume.
I agree.
So that's my choice for this week, guys. I hope that benefits you. And one question Q&A. Okay, yeah, Phil said javelin. It's an AMC javelin. Wow. Well, all those vitamins I'm taking for memory must be working, huh? Anyway, yeah, earnings on this puppy coming out 11/18. But Mike said that earnings released yesterday.
I don't think so.
That's not what my book is showing me here. So,
yeah.
Okay, awesome, guys. With that, hey Phil, please put your throw your questions and/or comments over in the chat box rather than the question and answer, because I don't really monitor the question and answer. AMX. Cool. So let's go ahead and guys, thank you so much. We had some really good discussion today. Hey, just remember, if you're not an autopilot trader, you should be. We follow the active trend trading system. You get 7 trading setups every week that will trigger you in and trigger you out on autopilot. Here's basically a sample of what you get. I'm going to actually do a little sample this week. Once I'm going to pick one of the choices here, I'm going to actually run through it and pull together the exact steps that you need to take to be able to put it in a conditional order, just to show you what it's about. If you're interested in that, I'm going to shoot that over on the YouTube channel. And so it's got a really great it's about $83 a month, but you can pay for it. You pay for it by the year and/or 3 monthly payments at $333. So it's time to engage your autopilot. So guys, that's all I've got for today. I am really glad with the way this all worked out. I'm liking the new setup. When I was talking to a young computer geek, and so no, Barry, on ATKR, I would basically, as long as I do not cross the high of the day and I close and at 15 minutes before the close of business, close of the market, if it's above the 20-day moving average, I would be interested in buying some. So yeah, the guy at the computer store, young fellow at the computer store, says, "Oh, you have a dome," because what I've done is I've replaced my side monitors with curved monitors, so it kind of like curves around me like this. And he goes, "Oh, you have a dome like a gamer," and I'm going, "No, I'm not a gamer, man, but okay, but that's what you call it."
What do you mean? Dome. This is the ultimate game.
It is the ultimate game. You're absolutely right, Steve. So this poor kid, he was a computer geek from Best Buy, and let me tell you, he didn't have a clue of what customer service is about. So it was so funny. That's talking like an old guy, but anyway. Hey, the premium members will be back at the final hour, at the top of the hour. So just remember, aloha, trade well, prosper, start growing and continue growing your accounts now, along with your wealth. And if we haven't said so earlier, please hit the subscribe button and the bell. You'll get notified when we do post new things to YouTube. And there'll be some other trading tips and tutorials come up there. Stephen and Neil, I think we knocked it out of the park today. Thank you, gentlemen, so much.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
Our pleasure.
Okay.
Also, thank you.
So until next week, guys, aloha, God bless. See you later.